Hi everybody, Dr. Snyder here once again, and today I'm going to talk about how you can go about building a crosstabs table using Microsoft Excel. I'm going to use the same data that we used in the lecture so that you can see exactly how the table that you see here on the PowerPoint slide was created. Now, if you remember, we're using the Purdue chicken data, and I've pulled out the two specific variables that we're going to be working with, and that is the experimental condition. And if you remember, one was the General American accented commercial, and two was the Spanish accented commercial. And then the second variable we're working with is purchase intention, right? If this product were available in the store where I shop, I would buy it. So here's how we go about building a crosstabs table. It's pretty easy. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to click Insert and insert a pivot table. And we've done this before already this semester. We're just going to do a few different things. So I need to select the range of data that we're going to use for the table, and that's going to be all of the data in these two columns. So I'm going to collect all of that. We're going to use the existing worksheet, and we're going to place, that's fine, the crosstabs table in beginning in cell C3, and we're going to hit OK. So once we do that, we see here our pivot table worksheet. We're going to take condition, and we're going to add it to the rows box because we want the experimental condition to be the two rows of our table. We're going to click on purchase intention, and we're going to move it to the columns box because we want the three boxes for purchase intention to be included in the columns. Now the three boxes, these three columns, 1, 3, and 5, for purchase intention, what I did is I took purchase intention, which we initially measured on a 1 to 5 continuous scale, and I turned it into a 3-category variable using the 2-box method, right? So anyone who said strongly disagree or disagree was placed in this 1 category. Anybody who said neutral was left in this 3 category. And anybody who said agree or strongly agree were placed into this 5 category. So here we have some numbers, but these numbers don't make a whole lot of sense just yet because down here in values, it's treating condition as a continuous variable, but we know it's categorical. So we need to change that. So we click on information, the little I tab, and what we want instead of a sum of the condition is we want a count of the condition, a count of the number of people in each category. And so there we have it, our count by condition. For those in the General American condition, 7 were in one of those disagree categories, 32 were neutral, 60 were in the agree categories. For those in the Spanish condition, the numbers were 5, 20, and 64. If we look over at our table in the PowerPoint slides, you will see that yes, we do have that as well. But another piece of information that we often include in our crosstabs tables is the percent of people within any given category based on their condition. There's a really simple way to get that. Again, we click on condition, and we're going to drag it down to the values box again. And as you can see, it's treating it like a continuous variable, and that's not what we want. What we want is for it to give us a proportion. So we click on Show Data As, and then from our drop-down options, we want a percent of the row total. And we hit OK. Now, as you can see, our table has all of the same data as the table that you see in the PowerPoint slide. 7.07% of our General American people were in one of the disagree categories. 32% of those in the General American condition were in the neutral category, and 60.61 are in the agree categories. And we see the corresponding data for those individuals in the Spanish condition. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to work on formatting the table so that it looks a little more like the table that you see in the PowerPoint slide. So the way that I do that is I highlight all of the data. I don't include the column headings because there's some Excel formulas working in the background there that we don't want to mess with. We're going to hit copy, and then a little further down the page, we're going to go ahead and paste that. We know that this first category is the people in the disagree bucket. This is the percent within condition. These are the neutral. This is the percent within condition again. This is the agree category, the percent within condition, and the total. The 1, again, stood for General American experimental condition. The 2 stood for the Spanish accented condition. And there's our column header. But as you can see, I don't have the formatting that I have over in this table. There's an easy fix to that. Click on a cell that has the formatting that you want, right, with the blue shaded box. Click the paintbrush because it copies the formatting, and then highlight the cells that you'd like to have that type of formatting. Do the same thing here. And there you have it. We basically have a table that looks the same as the table that you see in the PowerPoint slides. Now, we could also show, rather than just in a table format, we could show this data in a easy to understand histogram, just like we did in our PowerPoint slides here. So the way that you do that is, once again, I'm going to copy the data except for the totals this time and paste it. I'm going to highlight each of the columns with the percentages and delete those columns. Shifting the cells to the left. I'm going to get rid of the word condition. And now I'm going to highlight all of the remaining information there. I'll go up to the top, I'll hit insert, and you can see our histogram tables right here. So we're going to click on the very first one. And here you have the beginning, the beginning of the table, or the chart that you see over here. All I have to do is modify the formatting so that it fits, right? So inside the chart table, I can write the title of the table, frequency, purchase intention by condition. I can then add data labels to all of my bars. Add data labels. Change the font size to 20. Increase the size of that table. And there you have it. We very quickly created a simple crosstabs table and a corresponding histogram that quickly shows the relationship between our two variables of experimental condition and purchase intention.